Welcome everybody to the channel. Welcome back if you're already subscribed, and if you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. You have found a construction channel, Dirty Dirt Garage, DDG, as I like to call it. And my name is Dan. Again, welcome to the channel. We are filming this live stream, so this will be a video later on for you guys to enjoy. We dropped a video yesterday. I let it sit for about 24 hours, and basically it is just like a walk-along video on how to start up a cold start, basically, of the screening plant that I've been using since the end of October, early November. We've been on this job since then. It is the beginning of January, or I think we're in the second week of January already. So unreal. We've already posted quite a bit of videos in between this time where we are now and since we've been on this particular job site. So it's very laid back. Multitask pretty easy on this job, which gives me an opportunity to film the videos I've been doing lately with the blue collar work, getting into the blue collar lifestyle. There's a huge playlist. I actually have 2 videos that I have to edit that are currently sitting in the cannon. Got to edit them, and then I'll fire them out probably next week, because we already dropped a video at the beginning of this week on the power screener. 1800X Warrior, that's the name of the power screener. So yeah, we're still grading. I'll flip you guys around so you can see a better view. The sun is out, the snow has melted. It feels like spring around here. False spring though, very false. Don't let it fool you. We're still in January over here in my part of the country, and yes, so still winter. So anyways, yeah, we dropped that video yesterday, and it's actually, we're going to walk over there in a minute. There's actually a plant in the background. If you have any questions about that plant, I know a little bit about it, but not a lot about. So yeah, we're going to just clean the rest of this area up, and then we'll head over there. I've been walking back and forth because I ended up getting about 250 yards of material off the face of the pile, which we've been working on, and we dug quite a bit. Back to that Jersey barrier right there, basically straight across about to the beginning of that rock pile was all loom. We've already gobbled up quite a bit. We still have a lot to do, but we processed quite a bit already. So we're still at it. Like I said, we're still at it. So if you guys got any questions about the latest video, which is basically the startup of that was a couple weeks ago. And I posted it yesterday. You can still see there was snow on the ground. So what are we, January, I think 14th or 13th today? Not exactly sure. But yeah, we're already in the second week of January already, 2026. Holy moly. Welcome to the channel. First time to the channel, you found a construction channel. We do lives. We do long form videos talking about in depth about blue collar world, getting into construction. And then also we do ride-along videos if I can do that safely, depending on what job site I'm on, and I can do these lives, especially when I'm working by myself in an area like this. You guys have seen that dozer in a video back on my playlist. Go check that out. There's a whole video on that dozer. I explain a lot of things about it if you're interested. That's a Cat D6. I think a D6N, I believe. Yeah. And you guys have seen the Jeep on the other channel, my main channel, Gasoline Garage. Go check that out. That is a mechanics channel, how-to channel. If you guys are interested in mechanic work. So this is like just basically an all-around blue-collar channel you guys have found. So again, welcome to the channel. My name is Dan. Dirty Dirt Garage. We dropped a video yesterday of the screening plant in the distance. We're going to make our way over there. I'm going to switch out buckets. You might hear a little... You may hear a little buzzing in the background. That's just the quick disconnect for the bucket, which is great. But that dozer video was fun. I did some filming for you guys. What's going on, Breeze Freeze? Whitefield, what's going on? Yeah, we are just grading out. Actually, not really grading. We're actually scraping some mud as we speak. Might get loud, but I think the mic cuts out a lot of the background noise. So I get the mic on my hat. Hopefully it helps out a little bit. I got it a few weeks ago. I think I got it right before Christmas. And I was telling my subscribers on my other channel, I should have bought a mic a long time ago. just for the simple fact you can walk away from the camera and still have audio. So that would have helped out tremendous throughout the years of doing my my mechanic work. So kind of like it. Barely notice it. So I got a little bit more over there to clean up, but we'll do that afterwards. So let me get the hopper fill over here. Let's walk over there. I'll flip you guys back around. So what we do on this channel is construction orientated content for you guys. And basically, anytime that I do a live, I wait about 24 hours a day or so. I let my long form videos, which they're under 20 minutes. I know attention span today in the world we live is like a 30-second clip. And I do my shorts. That does drive some traffic to this small channel. But I wanted to separate my content. I used to stuff this on my other channel, and it kind of gets lost. And I kind of wanted to make this channel basically an informal channel and a tool to use for the generation coming up that's looking to get into construction. So what we do here is I post my long form video, and then we wait 24 hours. I let that marinate. I let that video marinate, and then I go live for anybody that's seen that video. We could talk about it in depth if I missed a couple things. And yeah, we could chit chat about it during a live stream. I do about, depending on the traffic and depending if we get questions and answers, I usually do a live anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. Sometimes it goes over that. And if the traffic is real slow, sometimes it's about a half hour and I split. So I don't sit here and look for anybody's likes or subscriptions or thumbs up or super chats, or I'll write your name down on a piece of paper and I'll shout you out. Yeah, this is not this type of live stream. There's enough of that to go around if you want to go, what my kids call it, brain rot or doom scrolling. Plenty of channels that do that. This ain't it right here. I use YouTube, and I have been since 2012 as a tool. I use it as a tool for knowledge. You want to search anything on YouTube about to do something, you can pretty much find it on YouTube. I mean, putting in a toilet, doing flooring, putting up a fence, painting a room, how to do trim, how to put in cabinets, how to put in anything. Any DIYer out there in the world can find anything on YouTube, which I love YouTube for that as a tool. And like I say in all my live streams, knowledge is powerful, but without sharing that knowledge, it is useless. So knowledge is power, and you got to share it. I mean, you can share it to a certain extent to someone that's going to want to listen, but it's up to that person to understand the knowledge that you're sharing. It might not correlate to them. Not everything is going to fit for you and what you do in your life. And what I've learned over my years, I'm in my 40s, and I've been doing this close to 28 years, running equipment and being in construction. And what I've learned over the years is sometimes people don't want to share their knowledge. Some people come into this blind and they misunderstand it. They misunderstand like what it entails and what to do. And really, I wish I had guys older than me when I got in to share their knowledge with me and their experiences. But a lot of guys stay sheltered and they protect themselves. And I understand that. That goes on jobs. Welcome to the channel. How we doing? Welcome to the chat, Minecraft. You know, you put a shell up. You put yourself into you put a shield up. I get that, because a lot of people don't want to share this knowledge of what they've learned throughout their career because they might be afraid of their job being stolen or the next guy coming up, or the younger guy, the younger generation. Listen, I look at it this way. If the 18 to 25-year-olds ain't going to come into this field, we ain't going to have no construction to work after. So, and I'm in a union, and if it isn't for the guys coming up behind me doing their job, there's no retirement for them, and my retirement package kind of gets messed up because I'm paying for the retirees, if that's making any sense. Look at it this way. Even if you're a privatized company and you have a 401k, your 401k is yours. But guess what? That money that you have in there, say you got 150k in there floating around in the stock market, riding the waves. You might get 50k one week, lose 25 another. That money that's in there is actually helping the people that are already retired. You got to think about that in the long scheme of things. If it isn't for people working behind us, we have no retirement. So I like sharing my knowledge for the most part. But mostly I like to share knowledge about what I do for a living. So again, latest video we dropped was the screening plant, the startup procedure, what I do in wintertime, And I know it doesn't look like it on your screen right now. It doesn't look like winter, but it is. Oh, you can see there's no leaves on the trees in the background there in the distance, but today it is 48 degrees, and you could tell by the ground it is muddy. It's muddy. My hopper, as you've seen in other videos and live streams, is clogged. I got to go down there every freaking couple minutes and clean that out. Yay. There's my rock pile, continuously getting bigger. And I got my pile of stuff. Let's walk back over there. I'm not going to switch out buckets because the alarm makes a lot of noise. And yeah, and I should be all right. I don't have much left to just get into this pile. Sorry if it's a little bumpy on the camera. But yeah, if you guys got any questions about the latest video about that screening plant, fire away. Or if you have any questions in general about construction, I can answer them as best I can in this live stream. And exactly that's why I do it. I do the live streams for that reason. Communicate, use as a tool, knowledge, and learn some stuff. Right now we're running a Caterpillar excavator 335, a 335F. Is basically considered a zero turn. And what a zero turn is an excavator that you see on the side of the highway normally has a big counterweight overhanging the tracks. And that is a normal excavator at most point. This excavator actually almost has next to nothing for an overhang off the tracks. And what I mean by that is the tracks are a certain length across, like a tank, okay? And then the tail end of the machine will overhang the tracks about 2 to 3 feet. Well, this machine does not overhang the tracks at all. It's actually squished up. It's higher than an excavator that has a counterweight. So the 335F is a zero-turn machine, which is great for working around structures and buildings. What is the hourly pay rate? Well, welcome to the chat, Timothy. What is the hourly pay for union heavy equipment? Okay, so good question. It's not piggybacking off the latest video we posted, but that's good. A very good question. I have a video coming up talking about pay scales, but I'll touch on it right now. So in the union that I'm currently in, it is the operating engineers, and my number is 4. We are located out of Boston, Massachusetts. So I'm going to correlate at least 3 cities that I know off the top of my head. New York, Chicago, and Boston are very similar in rate pay, and it's all public knowledge. Right now, we make $37.53 or 58 cents an hour. That is on public record. You can go right to the website and look that up yourself. There's no secret to that and nothing. So it's all public knowledge. It's all written into a contract that's signed every 4 to 5 years. And that's our hourly base rate. Now, our base rate can change depending on the scope of work you're doing. Now, that's a whole nother subject we can talk about, and I might do a video on that. So if that's something you're interested in, Timothy, this might be the channel for you. I share a lot of my knowledge about the blue-collar trade world, and I just have 2 videos I actually did yesterday while I was screening the rest of the pile of loom there that you see, the topsoil, that we talk about union and non-union, and I have a lot of years in non-union construction, and I have this 2026 is my 10th year of being in the union. I'm coming up on my 10-year anniversary at the end of December. I'll get my 10-year pin, and yeah, I'm very proud that I made the jump to a union trade. And to be honest with you, anyone in the blue-collar world, there's an option you can consider and look into is joining a union, as far as I'm concerned, for the pay benefits, the insurance, retirement, and everything else. And obviously, like Timothy just asked about the pay scale, we are, if not one of the highest trades paid when it comes to union work. So you can be a plumber, work for yourself. That's great. I just talked about that in another video about non-union versus union, and I know a lot of guys that own their own business, and I commend them for that. It's a overtaking. It's a big step in life to own your own business, and I was on the cusp of doing that 10 years ago. Prior to me getting in the union, I was going to start my own business, and the overhead to start the business I'll flip you back around. This excavator I'm sitting in is not cheap. No, would I buy an excavator like this? Absolutely not. I'd buy used stuff and work my way up. But yeah, it's either, as far as I'm concerned, if you're in the blue collar trade, you either work for yourself, find a really, really good company that does rated work, or join the union. Union laborers in Chicago are making 52 an hour. Yep, Blue Cross Blue Shield. Yep, vacation. Absolutely, Timothy. 100%. Mike, I'm second generation operating engineers. And like I just said right before I read that comment, I feel as though the best choice and the best financial decision for even for a single guy or girl for that matter, if you're going to do this for an extended amount of time, whether it be a whole career of 30 years, you either own your own business, take the chance. Yes, you make a lot of money up front. Yes, you make a lot of money if you get the work and you get the right connections. Retirement's a different story when it comes to business owners. I'll get on that on another subject, another video somewhere down the road. But anyways, I think you either work for yourself or you join the union. Yeah, I got a video in the can and ready to be locked and loaded. I got to edit some things. But I talked about basically rated work. And if it wasn't for the union contractors, the Davis-Bacon pay would not even be a thing for rated work. And rated work is another subject we can talk about. But yeah, that's basically road work, city work, state or federally funded work is all rated work. And what I mean by rated is that is a full benefits package in a check. So if you work hourly and you have your health, dental, and retirement all pulled out, well, the Davis-Bacon Pay Act, the Davis-Bacon Pay, and it's an act actually in the federal government, you get that check all in one. You don't have to. It's up to you to file your taxes, 1099, diverse your portfolio for retirement. So it's a little different for rated work. How much does an American brand excavator cost? Nothing's made in America anymore, man. Caterpillar is a Korean company, believe it or not. They sold out a long time ago. You know what, to answer that, good question, but excavators aren't cheap, guy. This one probably this year is actually a later model compared to already. This machine's already 10 years old, 2026. No, I'm sorry, 2016. So, right, that's 10 years, yeah, right. Anyways, yeah, this machine's probably upwards of 150K, 170K for this thing brand new. And it's made in, this is right here, manufactured Perkins, Caterpillar. And might even say right here, there might be there's a tag outside. I think it's where it was manufactured. It says the date though, the serial number. But anyways, I know they're not cheap. Timothy, you said Davis-Bacon been around since the, yes, it has. It was protect the workers' rights from big corporation greedy guys that were taking all the money for themselves and not paying their men. I don't talk politics on here, and I do not talk religion, just in case kids want to watch this stuff, and I mean by kids, the 18-year-old. But so the one thing I will say about that act, it was under attack about 4 years ago, and the reality is some of the guys that are non-union, stick their nose up at the union men. And reality is, a lot of those guys that work non-union do rated work. And if that's under attack, the guys that are non-union are going to get affected too, just as much as we would be. So kind of a rock and a hard place thing for all of us across the board, union or non-union, to be honest with you. So I'm glad nothing happened with that, but it was under attack. Again, no politics, no religion. I'm not going to go down there. But yes, yeah, good comment. Yeah, 1930s, man. That's a long time ago. I wonder if that had something to do with the Great Depression. I'd have to look back into it. But I know big corporate builders and people that had all the money that were building these buildings were taking advantage of the workers. Hence why unions became such a big thing. And he was even prior. My union's 1893. My union's old from today's standards. We just hit our anniversary last year, 250 years. Or 2 years ago? I think it was 2 years ago. Yeah, 250 years we've been in a union, been organized anyways. I think the Teamsters got us beat though. Yep. So we're just stacking whatever I got left I put out today. This should last maybe 2 days, maybe 3 if I stretch it, depending on how muddy it is, and it is pretty wet. So I don't see this going through the screening plant very quickly. It's just very muddy. Almost needs a nice. Actually, it is very muddy. Actually, Stephen, welcome to the channel, buddy. Welcome to the chat. First time to the channel. You landed on a construction channel, my friend. We do live streams after we drop long form videos. My last video was basically a startup and a kind of a walkthrough video of the screening plant in the distance over there. We're going to walk back around in a minute. We have to fill that hopper. Not a huge rush to get this done. This is more kind of piecework. They got to move this pile, but I'm just so used to working on big job sites where if the belt doesn't have anything on the plant, yeah, you might not be running the plant much longer. But kind of by myself. Well, I am by myself. Not kind of. I am by myself, which gives me an opportunity to do these lives. Because if I was working with a crew, it'd be really hard pressed to do a live stream working with a crew. My windshield would be open. You guys wouldn't be on my suction cup on my windshield. And I'd be probably getting yelled out in Portuguese, and I'd be yelling back at them. Are there other dangers? Are there dangers to doing excavator work? My dad calls non-union people, yeah, absolutely, scab and rats, friend, are black heavy equipment. Yeah, so I was non-union since I was 19. Call me 20. Call it 20. I was doing odd jobs in between that age. I'm now 41, so I got roughly 28 years of doing this. Back when I was non-union, I never was against union. I always envied them, to be honest with you. I always envied. I thought it was the cream of the crop, and there is a lot of good operators in the union, and there's a lot of shitty operators. Trust me, I've seen it. That's the honest to God truth. But that's the same thing in the privatized world too. You got a lot of really good operators and a lot of crappy ones. Is there dangers for doing excavating work? Absolutely. Every day is a danger. There's dangers of working with crews with trench boxes and open trench excavation, putting pipe together, overhead swinging things. Oh, dude, there's tons and tons of dangers of doing this work, especially if you're a ground guy. And let me tell you right now, people can sniff out a good operator and a bad operator within 5 minutes. Yes, there's a lot of dangers. And I actually did a video on my channel about safety. You have to look at my playlist about blue collar work, and then I put it's titled safety. I probably got about 10 to 15 videos in that playlist. Must be unusual to be more relaxed and normal. Oh, Steve, this is like vacation up here, my friend. Doing this is like it's almost mind numbing, to be honest with you. I've been doing this stuff for so long, and it's nice. It's nice. This is like having a break, to be honest with you. Don't tell anybody, but yeah, it's nice to have something like this and to have a little bit of a break from the crazy, fast-paced, working on roadways or working with a crew in a site job. Actually, the company I'm working for has a job right across the pit here that I'm working in, and that's nice. It's nice to have this little break. Work by myself. I do have to pay attention to everything. I don't have another set of eyes, and like I said, if you can't multitask, you shouldn't be in a machine anyways. I don't care if it's a loader, dozer, or an excavator. You got to pay attention. So I'm always watching these conveyors. I have 3, 4, 5 conveyors I have to keep an eye on. That stacker in the far right side of the screen, that's the most important one, because that's the one that gets all the material out. So when times were slow, my dad had to work for scab. Talking is cheap. Never say that. Yeah, no, don't say that. Shh, quiet. You're not supposed to do that. Although I have my CDL. When I do get laid off, I haven't been laid off in 2 years. This particular company kept me going. Still going, but when I do get laid off, I go drive triaxle, and as long as I don't pull levers for another company, I won't get in trouble. And I've already talked to people in power, people above me, that they're fine with that. They don't want me competing against anybody. And that's the thing too about the union. Once you sign that, you're in it. It's like signing it. I don't know. It's like a joke, almost like the mafia. you get in what you put out of it, and I love it. I love every aspect of it. I put my Red Wings on every morning, and I make sure I stand up for what's right. And the union knows that. You know, my name is not notorious, but my name in my union, I don't know everybody. I know a handful of people, but they know who I am. So that's all that matters. And I know I'm a stand-up member, and that's all that matters. I pay my dues. I show up for my meetings, as many as I can. Right now, I'm actually coaching basketball, so my Wednesdays meetings I haven't been able to go to, but basketball will be over in the next couple months. Yeah, but hey, listen, you got to do what you got to do to support your family. But when things are like that, I go drive triaxle. My dad was laid off. Still retired with a nice pet. Yeah, see, yeah, Red Wing boots, man, absolutely. Yeah, that's the whole name of the game. So from union to non-union is the retirement. Yes, you can get a 401k. I got to clean that hopper. I'm going to flip you guys around. You can see what I do. Yes, you can retire from a non-union company, still have a retirement, which is great. You know, bigger non-union companies will have that 401k, but a lot of them don't, and that's a big thing that you have to realize. By the time you're in your 40s, you ain't got no savings. It's retirement's 20 years away if you look at it when you're in your 40s. So you got to start preparing for that. And that was one of my big reasons why I joined the union, is the retirement and the health and welfare, the benefits to joining the union. That was key for me. So you can see what I do here. I take the bucket off and I just use the knuckle, and I'll just usually, when it's a little colder than this and the material isn't wet, it doesn't stick in the hopper, but it is doing it today. 48 degrees don't help my cause. Not complaining about the weather. It is nice. But, yeah, that's the key. Good for your father. He retired with a pension. He'll have that check for every good year he put in. He gets that check once a month, and until he's gone, that's nice. And I think your mom might even be able to receive that too. I could be wrong, though. Some unions are different. Construction workers goes accordingly to the economy. A lot of work in the last 10 to 12 years. Yep, absolutely. Economy is a big thing to do with construction. But also, if you find a niche construction, like infrastructure, that has a lot to do with the government as well. Bridges, road work. But there's always going to be some form of construction. And what I can tell to the younger generation coming up, what I can tell them is be versatile. I understand if you become a plumber or an electrician, you're kind of stuck in that trade. But in reality, there's always going to be need for an electrician, and there's always going to be need for plumbers. So be versatile. Don't be afraid of trying something different. Don't be afraid to trying something to get out of your comfort zone, because you will have success. If you're versatile, you have a good attitude, you show up for work, you get shit done, you'll have a career for the rest of your life, as far as I'm concerned. Listen, I'm proof of that, man. Was I a good operator when I first started touching excavators? Absolutely not. Nobody is, unless you're an anomaly. It takes time. It takes practice. It takes seat time. It's like anything. You got to shadow an electrician for like close to five years. You know what I mean? To be a journeyman, to be a from an apprentice to a journeyman, it takes time. It doesn't happen overnight. 100%. But yeah, construction has a lot to do with the economy, how good things are going. Absolutely, agreed. Good comment. God, this stuff is wet. Should have just stacked it today, but whatever. Trying to give it the college good effort. Justifying my pay today. Just stay busy, man. It's the name of the game. Especially in New England, where I'm from. Anybody working right now is not saying they're lucky, but I know a lot of guys do like to take the layoff and take the winter off. But winters up here the last few years have not been like wintry. It's weird. Snowstorm, and then it gets warm. I don't know. Global warming? Chalk it up to global warming? I have no idea. Never seen a construction economy that's been good this long. amazing and glad for the guys that was a non-union OTR, a driver, who occasionally worked as a class as a laborer. Well, I must be talking about a CDL driver. Yeah, guy, I've had my CDL since I was 20, 19. Yeah, because I remember when I got it, I couldn't leave the state until I was 21. I couldn't go interstate. But yeah, you got to be well versed. You can't have all your eggs in one basket. You got to be. But it's tough though too. So it's tough to say that. It's easy for me to say that, or maybe even you, Timothy, to say that. But you got a kid that coming out of high school, maybe he's interested in it, but he's never been around it. I've been around this stuff a long time, since I was 15, 16 years old. You know, I was still in high school getting dropped off on summer vacation with a bicycle to go to work. So the new kids, you'll learn that over time, but you got to put the effort in. You got to show up to work. You can't party on school nights. I say school nights, I mean work nights. You know, there's a whole like, I don't know what this is. There's like a whole like generational thing that needs to come around, and I think it is. I think they're realizing that too. Just with social media, for instance. I remember when online video games became a big thing back when like PlayStation 2 got popped out and Xbox became a thing. And you know, I remember parents telling kids, even me when I was younger, that stop playing video games, blah, 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 you're going to be a loser or whatever used to say. You know, now you got kids on YouTube and Twitch and other social media making more money than I would ever make as an operator. It's pretty amazing how the world has changed. But those kids that might not have that skill set to sit in front of a camera and live stream, we still need people to grab shovels and learn how to drive a triaxle and drive trash trucks and run loaders and run electrical cords and put in plumbing and sprinkler systems and drainage systems and learn how to mix concrete by hand and lay the concrete, spread the concrete. We need guys and women like that still in this workforce, because if we don't, this country will fall as a whole when it comes to construction. Never mind economy. Again, no politics here. But if we don't have those type of individuals, we ain't got no country as far as I'm concerned. So, you know, back in the day, we were having a conversation about the unions being attacked and non-unions being attacked and different people like not supporting us. And like, hey, listen, reality is if we don't have a United States, we don't have a union. And that's a fact. So we still need to keep this country on track and keep it going the right way as far as I'm concerned. You know, without a country, we don't have nothing. And without workers, we don't have nothing. So when you're 18 to 25, you don't know what you want to do until light bulb comes on and you got to feed yourself and pay rent. Facts. I was very good comment, Timothy. I hope you considered subscribing. You got some good ones, buddy. I do live streams once a week, man. So I hope to see you again in here. You got some good stuff, man. Yes, that is a fact. I will say from my personal experience, that is probably the norm nowadays. But I was raised in the late 80s, early 90s. I'm that generation of guy. And I am very old school when it comes to raising my kids. I got two 12-year-olds, boys. And I raised my kids almost too old school. They know it. I tell them all the time. But I think it'll be a better generation of kids coming up, as far as I'm concerned. No offense. I know there is some really good kids that are doing their thing, and I see them and I gravitate towards them, and I talk to them. I find them on job sites, and I commend them for doing this because it ain't easy. But anyways, I was raised much differently. I was raised very fast. I had to grow up very fast in my situation. Nothing was given to me. I had to earn everything I had, and I still live very miser, be honest with you. But I was just raised like get out and work, and that was instilled by my father. I don't know if my father ever captures live streams. He's not an internet guy, but I do send him videos here and there. But yeah, my father put that in me a long time ago. I was a young man, even before I got in construction, working. What's going on, bud? Welcome to the chat, my friend. Keep safe and have a safe drive. Yeah, we're not driving anything, my man. We are operating. Got an excavator. I'll flip you around before you leave. Not driving today. But anyways, yeah, no, I totally agree with that. You don't know what you want to do until you really have to go on your own. And it's funny you said that because I told the wife, I said, our kids are 12. I said, I don't think they're going anywhere, anytime fast. Buy a house and this, that, and the other thing, and it's not cheap. Not cheap at all. Yeah, but good comment. Yeah, it's tough, man. Some kids, but some kids get it too. Some kids click faster than others. And I feel as though even the younger generation, not so much the 20-somethings, even the kids behind that. Even my sons called at one time. I was watching a short on YouTube and talked about, there was, I think, a man and a woman. They might have been married. They were on a podcast talking about iPhone babies or tablet babies. Like, oh my God. I'm like, I even limited my kids' tablet time. You can't fight it. I get it, but you got to limit that time. It can't be just totally engulfed in the internet at a young age. It's not healthy for any kid. It's not even healthy for adults. Yeah, I know. I'm talking on here. I'm on YouTube. I get it. I'm doing a live. But I don't do brain rot. I don't